Welcome to Lemoore City Council Chambers located at 429 C Street. This is the April 15th meeting. Please silence all electronic devices as a courtesy to those in attendance. Thank you. If you could please stand for the invocation given by Pastor James Jones from Apostolic Church Last Days Ministries, and then remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
With bowed heads. First of all, I want to thank the council for allowing me to be here. And with bowed head, Lord, we thank you as we come before you. And Lord, as we pray, Lord, for our city, for our nation. God, we ask, Lord, that you would bless America. Bless our leaders, bless our economy, and Lord, this city council, bless their families, Lord, and everything that they put their hands to do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America,
to the republic
for which it stands, one nation under God,
indivisible, liberty and justice
for all. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor.
Councilmember Brewster,
Here.
Councilmember Lyons,
Here.
Councilmember Cruz,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Gornick, and Mayor Matthews.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda approval, additions and or deletions.
I have a few tonight. So I want to point out that we do have a special agenda that's going to run concurrent with the regular agenda. There's two items. One is a closed session item and one is an approval of a letter of support for Strike Fighter Weapons School Pacific. That consent calendar item will be considered as item 4-12 on the regular agenda. And then item 2-3 on the regular agenda is going to be moved to the May 6th City Council meeting. And then lastly, because of the guests that we have here and people needing to be other places shortly after, we would like to do the ceremonial presentation before the study session so that they can get to where they need to go. And also our closed session item that is on the special agenda needs to be heard now at the beginning of this meeting.
Thank you. So we'll go ahead and move to closed session item 1. Government Code Section 54956.9, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to paragraph 2 or 3 of subdivision D of section 54956.9, one case. So we're going to go ahead and adjourn quickly into closed session, and we will be right back.
It should only take a few minutes.
Yeah, famous last words.
Yeah. We're going to go back into regular session. Anything to report out? Okay. We have ceremonial presentation, item 2-1, recognition of April 2025 Employee of the Month, Mr. Benavides. He's not the actual employee of the month. but-
Yeah. Thank you anyway. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Good evening. So, yeah, we're gonna do a recognition for a staff member, well deserved. I got an awesome nomination with the nice paragraph of everything that explains why he's well deserving, speaking to his professionalism, work ethic, and just how much he helps in every facet of his position and beyond. But I think I want to also point out that it's kind of demonstrated by the fact that half the people in this room are here to support him. So I think that speaks volumes more than anything we could type up. So yeah, I'd like to thank Francisco. Where's he at? Coming up for recognition and nomination of Employee of the Month. There you go. Mike's yours. Not a talker, but he's an action-driven guy.
Would you like a picture?
Wait, he wants to say something.
Do you want to share something?
I just want to say thanks to everybody to support me at the beginning, to give me the opportunity to be a part of this big family. And thank you, everybody.
I don't think he wants a picture.
I know. We'll go ahead and go to item 2-2, recognition of ARIA Community Health Center donation. Ms. Trejo.
Thank you. So this item on the agenda is recognizing ARIA Community Health Center. We reached out to them for assistance with a need that we had in our recreation center. We were working with Christine Andrada, who's here in the audience. She's with the King's Art League, and she's been doing senior art classes the last Tuesday of the month in the rec center. And those classes are free for senior citizens. All they pay for is a $5 fee for art supplies, but she donates her time and I'm sure also comes out of pocket for a lot of those art supplies. And the seniors really love that program. And so they've been asking about alternative programs and additional programs to just keep them active and busy. And she stepped up and said she'd be willing to start a beginner's bridge program to teach them to play the card game of bridge. The problem was that we didn't have card tables in the rec center, and I guess you can't play bridge on regular tables. And so we reached out to ARIA. They donated $800, so the city was able to purchase 8 card tables and some card holders, so the seniors don't have to hold the cards in their hand. And that program is starting Friday, May 2nd. Yes. Yes. And so if we could get Christine and Aria and the council down in the front to take a photo, and then if Aria has anything that they would like to share from the podium.
Yeah. There we go. Wait, don't go up There you go.
While you're sitting down, I'll just say a couple of words. Aria, we kind of hang out under the radar, but we're an organization based here in Lemoore. We have about 400 plus employees, and we operate community health centers across 3 counties, Fresno, Kings, and Tulare, 30 different locations, about a dozen cities. I love living in Lemoore. I love being 5 minutes from my house to work. It's a great place to live, a great place to raise a family, and we're thrilled to help out with the seniors doing something that'll keep their brains active, alive, and young. So thank you so much for your volunteer work, and we're glad to help out.
Thank you.
And we will go ahead and go to item 2-4, presentation of new fire engine. Mr. Jones,
Skip 3.
He's on here.
We're gonna go ahead and move outside for anybody that would like to take a look at the fire engine. They have it out front so that we can take a look at it, ask any questions, show it off. So if you would like to join us outside, take a brief recess. We're getting our steps in today. You are the straggler? All right, we'll go ahead and continue. We have item 1-1, budget workshop, number 3, Ms. Valdez.
Good evening, council, staff, and community. As you know, my name is Jocelyn Valdez, and I'm the Finance Director for the City of Lemoore. I have a brief presentation containing the proposed fiscal year 26 revenues, as well as a brief overview of where we currently stand with our current budget. This is the third step of our budget process, and in future meetings, we will bring back revisions and a first draft for the budget review. If you have brief questions along the way, please feel free to ask as I'm going through the slides. If you have suggested revisions or would like more detailed information on an item, please hold those until the end of the presentation so I can jot them down and bring them back at our next budget workshop. So we'll get started. On the first slide, we're going to look at general fund review for the current fiscal year. And I just want to briefly go over the categories of what contains, what our revenue accounts contain. Those are our property taxes, sales tax, Prop 172 public safety tax, transient occupancy tax, motor vehicle and lieu fees, franchise fees, business license fees, home occupation, occupancy permits, planning and zoning fees. There's miscellaneous PD fees. Our recreation department brings in programs, youth development officer fees, some investment income, property rentals, sale of assets. There's a multitude of accounts that consist of this. Okay, so if we go into the next slide. Looking at where we budgeted to where we're projected to end for the current fiscal year, we are expected to meet or exceed in most all of our categories. So we are doing fairly well. The only categories to note is our franchise fees are going to come in a little bit lower than expected, as well as our hall rentals are down this year. But we have made some internal changes to help boost the revenue brought in by recreation. Okay, going into our enterprise accounts, what consists of their revenues? Their charges for service for water, refuse, and sewer. We have meter charges, connection fees, construction meter rentals, delinquent fees, late fees, the investment income as well, if they have property rental. Refuse has special pickup charges and any violation fees, as well as sales of assets and fleets charges for services. Looking at where we budgeted for fiscal 25 and where we are projected to end, again, we are meeting or exceeding in every category across the board. So we are looking to come out ahead of where we budgeted, total of $300,000. Going into next fiscal year, our proposed revenues for the general fund, we are looking to be significantly ahead over fiscal 25, about to the tune of 2.3 million. Most of that is attributed to our district sales tax that we just passed. Does anyone have questions on that one? Okay, and then in our enterprise funds for fiscal year 26, the same, we are looking at meeting or exceeding in all areas. So enterprise should set up as a whole just over 500,000. Does anyone have any questions?
I don't have questions at this time, but it was a little quick, so if I have
Yeah,
questions
I'm
later on,
sorry.
I'll be sure to reach out. Anyone else have any questions?
Yes, it is. And we can go over that in a little while.
Yeah, that's actually on the agenda, so we'll go over that later. That's okay. No questions from council?
No.
Are there any questions from the public on this item? All right, seeing none, thank you.
Jocelyn, you can probably stay there because you're the next item too.
We have
Never
public
mind.
comment.
I forgot public comment first
Oh,
and then
Thought I
department
skipped something.
reports.
The one time I don't skip public comment. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to public comment. Public comment will be in accordance with the attached policy. This time is reserved for members of the audience to address the city council on items of interest that are not on the agenda and are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council. It is recommended that speakers limit their comments to 3 minutes each, and it is requested that no comments be made during this period on items on the agenda. The council is prohibited by law from taking any action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda. Prior to addressing the council, any handouts for council will be provided to the city clerk for distribution to the council and appropriate staff. The public will have an opportunity to comment on items on the agenda once the item has been called and the mayor opens the item up to the public. Is there any public comment? Mr. Reed?
Tom Reed, 5 New Lemoore. This is more of a shout out to one of our local policemen. I have a brother-in-law, Landon Slosser, who's kind of sinking into dementia, loss of memory. A few days ago, he was taking a walk, he stumbled, fell, and the call went out, and Officer Ryan Reynolds was the one that responded, who happened to know Landon. He took him home, I guess, made sure he was okay, cleaned him up, and then drove to where his daughter works at King's Christian School and notified her personally. So I think that's a benefit of living in a small town where people know each other and then they take care of each other. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other public comment? Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to department and city manager reports.
Thank you, sir. I just quickly wanted to introduce Noelle Martin, who's our new management analyst in human resources.
Welcome.
And then Jocelyn has an update on Tyler.
Hope it's a good update.
Yes, it is. For the last 3 weeks, we have been doing intense testing in the system. Last week, we had our Tyler IC come into office and work through hand in hand, through all of the screens, through all of the programs and systems. Everything is going fairly smooth. There's always a little hiccups in testing, but we're finalizing all of those and getting all of our kinks worked out. So we still are on track to be live next week as of the 22nd for our building permits and business licenses, as well as planning permits as well. So we are on schedule, and with that, we will be bringing out the My Civic app as well.
Oh,
So
very
it should
nice.
come out at the same time.
Super excited about that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Any questions? Thank you. Did you have anything? Okay. We'll go ahead and move on to consent calendar. Items considered routine in nature are placed on the consent calendar. They will be considered and voted upon in one vote as one item unless a council member or member of the public requests individual consideration. Item 4-1, approval minutes regular meeting, April 1st, 2025. 4-2, approval right-of-way dedication, north side of Iona Avenue. 4-3, approval Tyler Technologies Meeting Manager Module. 4-4, information only, Police Department Update, March 2025. 4-5, information only, Building Division Update, March 2025. 4-6, information only, Fire Department Update, March 2025. 4-7, information only, investment report for the quarter end December 31st, 2024. 4-8, information only, outline for a smart city. 4-9, information only, transient occupancy tax report, July through December 2024. 4-10, information only, cannabis revenue report, third quarter ending March 31st, 2025. 4-11, information only, warrant registers, March 13, 2025 through April 3rd, 2025. And thank you. 4-12, approval NES Lemoore Letter of Support for Strike Fighter Weapons School Pacific, sorry. Is there anyone on council that would like to pull any of those items?
Mayor, I'd like to pull 4-7 and 4-10.
Would anyone like to pull anything else? Okay, is there a member of the public that would like to pull any of these items?
More, just more of a clarification on 4-3. The fee for that module. The invoice doesn't really state, is it monthly, annually? Is that amount? An annual amount, a monthly amount?
We'll go ahead and pull that item so we can discuss that more.
Okay.
Okay. Any other items to be pulled by the public? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve 4-1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, and 12.
Motion.
I have a motion by Councilmember Lyons,
I'll second.
second by Councilmember Brewster. Councilmember Lyons.
Yes.
Councilmember Brewster.
Yes.
Councilmember Cruz.
Yes.
I vote yes as well. Passes 4 in favor. Item 4-3.
The fee for meeting manager, which is the agenda software through Tyler, is an annual fee. So we demoed, I think, a total of 6 agenda softwares, and this was by far the least expensive. And it also is part of Tyler Tech, which is what we use for all of our other operations.
Sir, do you mind coming to the microphone for the
The
record?
fee is an annual fee.
This is a reoccurring fee. So is it every month,
Every year.
every year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's $3,747 every year
Year.
recurring.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from council? Any other questions or comments from the public on this item? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve 4-3.
I'll make motion.
I have a motion by Councilmember Brewster,
Let's do it.
Second.
okay, we have to, good job. Second by Councilmember Cruz. Sorry, Councilmember Brewster,
Yes.
Councilmember Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons.
Yes.
I vote yes as well, passes 4 in favor. Item 4-7, investment report. Did you have a specific question or?
Yeah. I don't know if you have them with you, but can you like break down the report a little bit just publicly? So like Miss Connie and the audience could figure some things out for us.
So on the summary of cash and investments, it breaks down where our monies are currently invested, whether it's CDs, the treasury bills, the federal agency bonds. And so it just gives you the overall total of 78 million that we have currently invested. And then the backside of that is the investment report, which just shows our weighted average to maturity and our weighted yield to maturity at 4.46%. So for the quarter, you could see in the bottom right-hand corner, second page, or the next page, Martha, that box in green there is what we earned in interest for the quarter, $866,000. Previously, before, when we were just investing in LAIF, we were earning to the tune of like $150,000. So we have significantly increased our investments by using optimized investment partners at this time. For the last fiscal year, just to put it into perspective, we totally brought in 1.1 million over the entire fiscal year, and we're on track this year to bring in $3.4 million. So we have tripled our investment income. Any other?
Nope, that's all I
Questions?
wanted.
Any other questions from the public on this item?
Give a breakdown recap of what percentage each fund receives. because you allocate the different funds.
Yes.
Is there a breakdown of what fund
No, we
they're
don't.
presented?
We don't include that in here because that's an internal journal that we allocate out to each individual fund, and it's based on their cash value at the time of at the end of each quarter. So
Okay,
it,
about quarter, but that's not shown anywhere.
not in the report, no.
Any other questions from council?
No.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Councilmember Brewster.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Lyons. Councilmember Brewster,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons.
Yes.
Councilmember Cruz,
Yes.
and I vote yes as well, passes 4 in favor. Item 4-10. Cannabis revenue report. What's your question, sir?
So I saw that there's a projected earnings and all that. How did we come to that figure? Do we go based off other cities in similar size and what they're receiving, or how is that calculated?
No, this is based solely on what we are receiving.
Okay.
Where were you seeing the projected?
Well, budgeted there
Oh,
of 350,000. My question was is where did 350,000 come from?
Last year, we budgeted, I can't recall offhand if it was 700 or 750,000, because that was the expected, not my projection.
Yes.
Expected projection that we should have received from them. We came severely under, so when fiscal 25, we cut that in half based on what we are actually receiving.
Using a more realistic
Yes.
number. Because what was the projection back then? 750?
Mhm.
Do you know where they got that number from? Okay. I'm just asking questions.
so it's gone from 1.1 million the first year to 750,000 the next year to 550,000 the following year, and then now we're at 350,000. Just for a little bit of background.
And to clarify, that was what was budgeted, not what was received.
Yeah.
We are working on a
Cannabis.
summary that will show what's been received year by year from when cannabis came to Lemoore to current, how much money the city has actually received. So that'll be on a upcoming council agenda.
Okay. That's it. Thank you.
Any other questions from council? Any other questions from the public on this item? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve 4-10.
I'll make a motion, Mayor.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Brewster and a second by Councilmember Cruz. Councilmember Brewster,
Yes.
Councilmember Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember
Yes.
Lyons, sorry, now I can't talk. And I vote yes as well, passes 4 in favor. Item 5-1, public hearing, continued public hearing, resolution 2025-13 to declare 3 parcels of land located at the northeast corner of 19.5 Avenue and Cedar Lane as exempt to surplus land and approving disposition and development agreement between the city of Lemoore and KKAL LP John Cashin for the sale of the city-owned property and authorizing the city manager to sign the development agreement, escrow, and associated documents for the sale of property, APNs number 023-400-001-001 -002 and -003. Chrissy, are you presenting this? And I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing so I don't forget to do that.
First.
Yeah, I'm going to just do it now. So go ahead.
Good evening, Council, Madam Mayor. We're here tonight to ask that you deem city property 9 acres, city property on the northeast corner of Cedar and 19th Avenue surplus land for the purpose of selling the property and developing it. In 2020, the city entered into a development agreement with John Cashin, KKL LP, for 5 years, giving him the option to purchase the property and develop it. He has since brought forth a site plan for development. Staff have approved the development per municipal code. It meets our standards. Ordinarily, when the city is going to sell property, they need to go through the Surplus Land Act That's a state law. However, if you are developing affordable housing, there is a government code section that you can use to just go ahead and deem the property exempt from the Surplus Land Act. That is still quite a process. The Surplus Land Act requires that you send out notification to entities that have registered with the state that are interested in developing affordable housing. With the exemption, they are still notified. The difference is that you already have a project, and if it is affordable and meets HCD standard, you can go ahead and deem the property exempt from the rest of the Surplus Land Act process. That being said, I still have to notify HCD that we've gone through this process, and it's pretty much, we went a couple years ago through the Surplus Land Act process, and it actually is pretty much the same. So we're here tonight to ask that you accept the development agreement that was brought forth. There are a couple of changes that were made to it. One is that the developer will pay the escrow and closing costs. The project will be 100% affordable. And I believe the city manager had a conversation with the developer, and there's one other change. I'd rather maybe she and the developer can let you know what that change is. It has to do with the cost of the property. So I'll let her fill you in on that, but I'm here to answer any questions that you might have.
Any questions from council?
So you're gonna say something? To
And the
cover-
developer is here to answer questions as well. So if you don't have questions for me.
Did you have any questions for the item?
Besides what was talked about,
So you're wanting clarification of,
yes,
part
what the
that she didn't say.
conversation was between,
So maybe we can invite Mr. Cashin if he'd like to speak and share what he's willing to do for the project to make it a little bit additionally beneficial for the city.
Tyler Crocker, here on behalf of Mr. Cashin, even though he's in
who,
the audience.
for the
He's-
record, is here. just
He,
in
he-
case
he is here,
anybody
yeah. John
can't see him.
Cashin in the audience as well as another part of the project team. So John has been working with the city for quite some time on this project. Very interested. Heard some of the concerns at the last council meeting as far as the need to do something just in a good faith effort, and so is willing to put up $2,000 per unit. It's 240 units projects over 4 phases for each of the apartments. So that'd be a $480,000 contribution towards the city in a good faith effort. And the city manager, if there's any clarification that you'd like to provide in addition to that.
So the agreement would be that
your mic's not on.
my mic on? I just turned it off. So the agreement was the amount that Mr. Cocker had stated, but that it would be paid in phases. So it's not going to be a lump sum of 480,000. It would be as each development phase is completed, which I think each phase has about 60 units. So
Correct.
it would come in payments of about 120,000 each until it totals 480,000.
We'd be happy to answer any questions from council. If not myself, then one of the other project members.
Any other questions from council on this item?
Just to clarify, so when I'm asked, I at least know. So when the phases are completed, is the payment going to be made when the units are rented out, or is it upon completion of the project?
I don't know that we've specified that, but we can work that out, I'm sure, after the agreement as far as what the preference are.
Yeah, that will be clarified in the agreement when that payment will be made.
So I'm hearing from John that at construction closing.
Okay,
So that it'll be sooner rather than later.
okay.
assuming that staff is okay with that, which I would assume they would.
Any other questions, sir?
No, I'm good.
Are there any questions from the public on this item? Yeah, thank you. You know the drill.
Connie Willis. And my question about this money that he just said, he was willing to give a contribution. Where does it go? How does it get earmarked? Does it go to the planning people or where does it go? That's what
No,
curious.
it goes as unanticipated revenue into the city's general fund.
So in the general fund. Yay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Reed?
Not all projects are finished as they are began. So should something happen that the project doesn't start, and we've already signed the papers giving them ownership of the property, what happens to the property? Do they then have to sign it back to us? Thank you.
Are you asking if the sale doesn't happen or
If the development doesn't happen.
if the development doesn't happen, then we would be back to square one on the
Yes.
property?
Any other public comment on this item? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing and bring it back to council.
Mayor, I'll make the motion with the amendment to the agreement that was stated here in public record of $2,000 for 240 units, totaling 480,000. And we get this agreement done.
So I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a second by Councilmember Cruz. Councilmember Brewster,
Yes.
Councilmember Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons,
Yes.
and I vote yes as well. Passes 4 in favor. We have no new business, so we'll go ahead and move on to city council reports and requests. Councilmember Brewster.
Yes. Last week I was out running around in San Diego at the California Boating Safety Officers Association Conference. Lemoore Little League is in full swing. You know, Lieutenant Smith over there coaching some baseball. Next week, be heading out to Sacramento with Mayor Matthews for the City Leaders Summit. That should be fun. Everybody that has a high school senior or a current college student, our DSA scholarship is still open till May 5th. We're anticipating to give out about $21,000 scholarships. And then I wanted to bring up, there is a bill that is coming. It is SB 634. League of California Cities is taking letters of opposition. It is for a bill that would prohibit cities from adopting any regulation, policy, or guidance that would impose any civil or criminal penalties on persons experiencing homelessness. So that would basically make it illegal for us to make any type of city ordinance for camping in a park, any type of stuff like that. So, I, with consensus of council, would like to have a letter of opposition drafted and submitted to the League of California Cities and our Senate, California State Senate. So,
Is that, is there a time frame where that needs to be?
yeah, it is, their hearing is April 23rd.
Oh. You didn't bring a letter with you?
I can draft one real quick if you want me to. And with that, I am good, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Councilmember Lyons?
Yes, so congratulations to the fire department. That's a cool new truck and he's gone. He's
Yeah.
gone. Yeah, everybody's gone. So the Commission on Aging. So here's a very interesting something. Kings County Commission on Aging has got excess funding to assist seniors with rent and utilities. Call the office 559-852-2828 and they will do an assessment to see if you qualify. Free money for your rent and utilities. The Commission on Aging, they do a lot of things. Like they have the adult daycare. They had 12 new clients enrolled in it here in Lemoore. They have 19 skilled nursing facilities, 55 residential care facilities. Here's the really fun one. The concrete meals served. So they served 2,266 meals served last month. And then their home delivery meals, the Meals on Wheels, 4,125 meals delivered. And 150 people received groceries. So that's my Commission on Aging, and they do a lot of good stuff. And I really wish Aria was still here because I'd like to kind of connect the two of them. But as of right now, that's all I have. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilmember Cruz.
I want to thank the staff for, more specifically, the IT manager for developing that outline for the smart city. As I mentioned before, it's very important to develop KPIs, key performance indicators, that will help us measure things and from there improve on it, because you can't improve something that you don't measure. So I really appreciate the effort there. I'm still conducting a lot of research on it. There are a few grants surrounding that realm, so hopefully we can avail some of those. And I also want to welcome Mrs. Martin. I'm sure that Lemoore is very fortunate to have you. There's no doubt that you will add value. Thank you. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. I attended last week the San Joaquin Valley Regional Policy Conference in Merced. That was due to sitting on the KCAG, Kings County Association of Governments. Sorry, forget all the acronyms. I attended on behalf of that committee. A lot of networking, a lot of learning, all of the things that go along with that commission, being brand new to it. There's a lot to learn. Also attended on Saturday the Naval Reserve Center change of command. Commander Adam Campbell is the outgoing commander, and the incoming commander is Commander Lacey. So wished the outgoing commander well, and also welcomed the new commander to Naval Reserve Center Lemoore. Also attended the Lemoore Rotary meeting today. They are donating, as those of you who were here, I did throw a challenge out to council to this year up the donation from us to 2,000 eggs and candy. And then Rotary usually will match that or usually try to exceed it, which they did by 3,000 pieces of candy. But upon hearing that we were short from where we normally are at this time, they're upping that to 5,000 eggs and candy that they'll be donating. Some of them were done today, and then some of them will be here Friday because they had to order some more. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Lemoore Rotary for always stepping up and coming through when the community has a need. So very much appreciate that. And then also I'll be attending the LAFCO meeting tomorrow. And then the Huron Ambulance Station ribbon cutting will be in Huron on Thursday. I'll be attending that as well. And then I just wanted to reiterate that the city's Easter event will be this Saturday at Lions Park. It starts at 9, right? 9 to noon. So it's a free event. Bring your families out, bring the kids out. Hopefully there'll be lots of eggs. And it's a great event to come out and be a part of. And with that, we will go ahead and adjourn this meeting, and we'll see you all next month. Thank you.